But, everybody's welcome, and everybody's welcome to a box. It's Smashley with Malibu in her own box. Now, you might be thinking, how do I know this is Smashley? Well, if we take a look, if we measure foreheads, we got almost the whole ruler there going. But yeah, it matches up perfectly fine with this. That's how we verify. Give her a blue check mark. Hey Mosh, how are you? Smashley and Malibu are here tonight. Just hanging out, it seems. They indeed do have $800. Now they're not paying me to come up here because then I might throw them underneath $800. Nice. So we're going to do our little 2 a.m. TED Talk and talk about an unknown topic. Right, investigator? Hey, Mittens. How are you? So earlier today, Miss Unknown was live, and I got text messages saying that Miss Unknown is the first thing Miss Unknown has not lied about in at least 4 years. There was a camera slip. The last time she had a camera slip, and I got a texted the picture, I was shocked. Text it to me. I have to see this. Oh, House of Lies, we're about to see it because I will put it up. I mean, it looks like her. That, and you know what? It's even got the little speech bubble saying, "Send me money." Not only does it look like her, it talks like her too. Hey, Habanero. Hey, Shiny Penny. Yes, so she was live earlier. She's like, I'm gonna murder up, and yeah, that just means like she can't let you guys hear the sound of her asthma machine. Right, now I know I look like shit, so I can comment on Miss Unknown. If you notice, people are live, they're unhappy, they're angry, they're listening to clips, they're picking apart everything. They're being like, "Oh no, that's not the way I would do it." You know what? A lot of people do a lot of stuff in a way that I wouldn't either. So tonight we're going to talk the importance of being an individual. and why it's important to not join the crowd and criticize everybody else when you know you're not good enough to yourself. Your actions aren't good enough with yourself to where you feel like you would be accepted by other people, so you have to look at everybody else and say, well, that's a terrible person, just for attention from other people. It's called hate bonding, and that's what we see a lot of. Sorry, I'm not trying to not let Smashley and Malibu be included in this conversation because they need to hear it too. Now, when you're an individual, you say, I like other people. And you see somebody do some stuff. And you're like, well, I don't like that. And you tell them. When I tell somebody, I don't expect them to do anything. I'm just like, cool. Try to do it this way to make yourself feel better. And then I go on about my merry way and say, Miss Unknown smokes crack. That's about my online life at this point. As long as I get those words out, I feel like I've done something. Maybe it'll tell people why she lies all the time. Or maybe it explains why she runs around this app like a crackhead. Who knows? I feel like that term can help a lot of people. The knowledge of that can also help a lot of people understand and accommodate this unknown. It's all about accommodation. I'm not calling Miss Unknown a crackhead to be mean. I'm calling Miss Unknown a crackhead to let you guys know that it ain't her that's talking, and maybe she's just, filtering those words through that crack stem. Maybe what we're hearing isn't what she's putting out. Maybe it's what she's putting out through the crack stem with the thought of the rock on the brain. And we can understand her a little better. I have just received a picture of Miss Unknown, and I'm going to show it. Witchy Woman, Alien Earth is so good. Well, we're about to watch it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Unknown. Full doxing, since I got a text saying that she was waiting for me to dox her. Her cousin is E.T., famous movie star in the 90s. But he hasn't phoned home in a long time. She just misses her cousin, E.T. So, if you're out there and you're listening, Miss Unknown would like you to phone home. Now, I will be terribly disappointed in every single one of you if I don't receive a picture of this edited with a crack stem in her hand, because that is going to be amazing. And if none of you do it, I will. Okay, it's got to be accurate. I am doing great, Kelly. How are you? Oh, the mom is E.T. Dad is Steve Urkel. I like Steve Urkel. Miss Unknown, tell your dad to send me an autograph. And snap his suspenders again. So now that I've fully doxed Miss Unknown, she is now known as what I just explained. I'm also speechless again. we can all look at our online life and say, we can have a little fun with it. We can have a good time. We don't have to smoke crack and get online and judge everybody else. We can smoke crack and get online and claim people's father is Steve Urkel. Or we can just skip the crack part and get online and say that Miss Unknown's mother is E.T. Also, 3 of you texted me today and said, hey, Miss Unknown called you dry mouth. And I said, my response was LOL, okay. But I don't know what that means. But dry mouth here to tell you about the known Miss Unknown. Now look, I will say this is a weird turn of events because yesterday we had a motherfucking ghost around this bitch. Today we find out we got an alien, and I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I really hope Miss Unknown could diagnose me with amnesia to forget all this wild stuff. And that goes to backup accounts. Diagnosis amnesia. My recommendation for backup accounts is to just look at it as somebody you don't like and treat it as such. I personally think that diagnosis amnesia is a mix of 2 people because they share an account. It is Calhoun and Diva Rebel 007, the one that streams Faith for money and makes fun of the paraplegic person. That one. But since they are both incredibly racist, I don't mind calling it Miss Unknown. Because they're racist and we eat at them, they'll say, he thinks that we're Miss Unknown. And Miss Unknown will be like, that's not me. I was too busy smoking crack when they posted that video. All true. Why? Because that's what we think. That's what I think. And if you don't think it's true, that's okay. Say what you think is true. Because you think it's true. Call any account anything. Who knows who what account is? Oh no, the older lady in the Golden Girls, that does not look like Miss Unknown. That lady is too nice to be Miss Unknown, or even compared to. We don't need proof to do backup accounts, okay? We can point at a backup account and call them any piece of shit that we want. Any one of them. Take your pick. They're all out there. You don't like that account over there? Call it Miss Unknown. Is it a piece of shit? You'd be accurate. We are just pointing out what the account is acting like. And we show it the feelings that we don't... We would show that person that we don't like. It is the most disgraceful thing that you can ever do to yourself. To go on a backup account and hide your hands like that. That's why I don't care about them. Because I look at them like, isn't that sad? They cannot say what they want with their full chest. They're afraid because they know they're wrong. And when they're proven wrong, they want to just let that account go. And not own up to being wrong. Yeah, mush. I'm talking about the accounts that do messy stuff. Like dox people and all that. If you like the T pages that are like incredibly one-sided, that are like there's one that's like Three Blind Mice. It's an anti-Smashly T page. It's like, we're gonna pick apart all the stuff Smashly does and fuck Florida Man because we don't like him. Well, I can tell you exactly who the Three Blind Mice are. And I don't need proof to do it. Because that account, Three Blind Mice, started going after me when I told Crazy Kate, the Crazy K with an 8-ball, that just because I don't like Smashly doesn't mean that I still don't fucking like her. Surprise, next day, anti-Florida Man post. Go ahead and throw PPG in the mix and the Dino person in the mix, and there's your Three Blind Mice right there. Super easy to figure out. You know why? Because it's 3 people that don't like fucking Smash that I told to fuck off because I wasn't going to hate bond with them over Smashly, and now they don't like me. Is it true? I don't fucking, that's what I think, so I'm going to treat them as I would those 3. Hey, Positive. Do you have to believe it's those 3? No, you don't have to believe it's those 3. You don't even have to care, because I really don't care either. I just run across the shit every now and then and wonder why they're not fucking comparing Smashly to fucking this. This would be a perfect post for Three Blind Mice. Because their point's not getting through. Like, I'm not exactly sure what the negativity is, but whatever. Then you see Diagnosis Amnesia talking. I know who it is, because that's what I believe. Just because I know and I say it doesn't mean you have to believe me. You can know, and it could be a completely other person, because we're just a bunch of fucking pixels and voices behind a fucking phone. You could be anybody. But if I don't like you, I'm just going to look at you as somebody I don't like. It's pretty easy. Because we're all free to do it. And there's just some people on this app that I don't give a fuck what they think. There's others that do. But some I don't, but we all know who. Notice the flick of the lighter and how there's no glass crackling behind it. I don't even know what that means, by the way. And they'll turn it into, well, see, he says Miss Unknown smokes crack, and he just flicked the lighter. Yes, that was to light a cigarette. Right, House of Lies. All right, Batman. I agree. We have Batman here now. Batman's a little mushy, but it's okay. I like mushy Batman. Hazardous, yes, it's hazardous to my health. 100% is. Crack. TikTok sucks. That's what Unknown smokes. Also, she does smoke cigarettes too, which I'm not hating on her because I do. But what I will hate on her for on her cigarettes is my filters are 100% intact when I put them out. Hers have 50% gone because she has smoked half of the filter. I've never in my life seen a filter smoke down halfway. Like, she is getting the nicotine that the filter catches. I don't understand it, but you know what? To each their own. We all smoke in different ways. But it was funny to get the various clips of Miss Unknown saying, send that to my Cash App. DoorDash me this. I need to get some DoorDash. Oh, guys, I ain't got nothing. It's okay. I'll be all right. But bless this Cash App. That's dry bigger. And that tells me that if I were to say, Miss Unknown, you can come up on my live and put your Cash App up, she would like me again. I would assume she does have calloused lips from the crack pipe. I think they get hot. Let me call up any family member of mine and see. When I look at Miss Unknown, I don't see somebody who matters in a positive way. But then I have to think everybody matters in a positive way, so I have to start, looking at it from a different perspective. The most positive thing I think Miss Unknown stands for is the example of why smoking crack can make you an erratic crackhead. Angry, mad, screaming for money, muting all the time to take that hit. When Miss Unknown says, push it along, she's just telling her roommate to push that pipe one more time to get that last hit. Fucking friends with attitudes is like a stand-up woman. I don't know why anybody be really talking shit about her, but it's so odd that they all like Miss Unknown. Like, how can you look at Miss Unknown and be like, we like that, and then look at friends with attitudes and say, we don't like that? Are they smoking crack too? Do I know a different friends with attitudes than anybody than they do? Yeah, friends. I like her. I don't go to her lives much. I don't go to anybody's live much, though. But if I do go to a live, it will be hers or a couple other people. Friends has never done me wrong. We've had disagreements publicly, but they didn't turn into all-out war. We were both respectful with one another, but I was still allowed there. Maybe the people that talk shit about friends just doesn't understand that we're allowed to have our own viewpoint, and that's got to be respected. Right, Mother Moon. Adult conversation. Do you know how Miss Unknown knows how to have a conversation? She gets angry, and she looks at her bag. She's like, fuck, I only got a couple crumbles left. And she goes live and says, who do I not like? Wait, let me put my Cash App sticker up there. Okay, everybody, we're going to listen to this 5-minute clip, and 2.5 hours later, you're 2 minutes in. Because Miss Unknown done got sidetracked, done trying to victimize herself, done trying to be stand-up and self-righteous, and I like all the people that I like because they come over here and give me attention, and maybe the association with them will make people feel more safe about Cash App me $10 for my next hit. Who knows? The green screen is Smashly with Malibu in her own box. They're just here chilling though. Don't hate on them. They're just here they're here to help me become less of a micro celebrity and more of the micro celebrity that I could be. Unknown is a conspiracy theory. Okay, like when we're talking unknown, like being a conspiracy theory, Miss Unknown is Roswell. Okay, that's what crashed down in Roswell. That's what they tried to hide. That's why there was a big cover up. Okay, because she jumped out of that little UFO and was like, she started saying shit like confused and Mert and all that, and she's like, and we didn't know what the fuck. I guarantee you, they put her ass in Area 51, and she snuck out. Now she's online under Miss Unknown, running amok. She is paranoid as fuck. But yeah, so that's the secret to Area 51, everybody. It was Miss Unknown. They didn't hide her away to keep it like a secret. They hid her away because they were like, if this woman finds crack on the street, she's going to run amok. And you know what? Worst case scenario happened. Unknown broke out of Area 51, found that crack, hit it. Life's never been the same since. Oh, the guy that she was with? Yeah, that was just somebody from Area 51 trying to reel her back in, but it don't work no more. She's too wily. Hey, Claus, this is Miss Unknown. Oh, yeah, when Miss Unknown said the guy was white, and he wasn't, when Miss Unknown denied that he was white, That's crazy. I can guarantee you, though, somebody's going to text Miss Unknown and say, and a voice note, of course, because she can't read, Florida man was making fun of you and called you an alien. And she's not even going to watch this shit. And she's going to get to this part right here, and she's going to stop. Mind you, this will take her 3 whole days of streaming to get to this point. And she's gonna hear me say, Miss Unknown, you are 100% a crackhead. I mean that. I'm not saying it to be funny. I'm saying it to you. If other people hear me say stuff, that's how sound works when it leaves your body. You make a noise, people hear it. They hear it. If they agree, well, maybe you should change your behavior. If they don't agree, well, maybe they should change how they look at your behavior. If you don't agree, you don't have to. Because crackheads don't admit they smoke crack. We know this. Like that's like Crackhead 101. Lesson 1, don't tell nobody you smoke crack. It's pretty simple. But we know. I know. What a 2 a.m. TED Talk this has been so far. I'm going to mock Pastor Petty. In the news, Rotino got into a fender bender and got arrested for driving without a license. Sources not close to the situation that's talking to you now came to the determination that she only asked to go to the hospital to avoid going to jail. Fair. But also it was to make a TikTok from the hospital bed to be like, oh my God, I'm in the hospital, guys, but don't look 2 videos back. There's my Cash App. That's called delayed dry bagger. That's when you post your Cash App in a cocky manner, being like, yeah, I'm going to do it because I can, and then use it later to dry bag. Like, oh yeah, I'm in the hospital, guys. But you're not mentioning the Cash App. But the people that you manipulated into liking you will go back 2 videos and see that and send your money. Get well soon. Chips are $2 at the vending machine. Whatever, Grab you a snack. Hospital food sucks. They all posted their Cash Apps in solidarity against Queenie, right? Oh, I know. Against Queenie, yeah. Now, mind you, I don't. I've never seen Queenie post a Cash App, but I don't pay attention to her. Hey, librarian. Me? Okay. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I'm back, and I'm totally okay. I'm not about to lose my shit laughing or anything. Um, we have received additional photographs of Miss Unknown. And this is Miss Unknown in her natural habitat getting ready for a TikTok live. This preparation is key. And prepared she is. But I've never seen Queen E post a Cash App, and I agree. Maybe it was because Mikey was around and she just, out of respect for his beliefs, did not post a Cash App. So why they posted Cash Apps and started asking everybody for money because of Queenie, I don't know. But maybe they should cut Queenie off a fucking percentage of it for using her as an excuse. I can't look at my phone right now, or I won't be able to continue speaking. I will laugh. So I'm not paying attention to the comments. I'm about to put up something else that's just completely fucking acceptable. Okay, it's acceptable. We should accept things like this because it's funny. And we need Madam Spark to understand that this is funny. She is no longer Miss Unknown. She is Madam Sparks. And when she's being messy, we can call her Messy Sparks. This has been a wonderful live so far. So when Madam Sparks wants to stop calling people junkies, I might stop calling her Madam Sparks. Well, you know what? Be careful ordering anything Madam Sparks related off the TikTok shop, because when she gets that money, she smokes it, and she ain't got the money to ship it to you. You can't really blame anybody but yourself, because you heard that she smoked crack, right? You have to understand that it's your fault, not hers. If the company that is behind Funko Pops hears this at any point, please do know that I could make you guys a lot of money with like Funko Pop designs, and I know some other people that are really good at it too. So like you could do like a whole fuck this whole side of TikTok app, and I would give you the ideas for free. The micro celebrity edition Funko Pops. Right, she's gonna watch this and she's gonna say, "Florida man didn't move me." I'm gonna murder up real quick. Hold on, let me hit this pipe. And she's gonna come back and be like, "He didn't move me. He needs to push it." And that's when her roommate pushes the pipe and she mutes up again. We got a few. Let's take a look. Madam Sparks is one of the better ones overall. We have Crybaby, Malibu. I messed that one up. I could have did, instead of Malibu Boohoo, I could have did Malibluhoo. Whatever. We got this one. With the bib that says Popsicle Life. And the sign that says Smash. They're picking on me. We have... this was going to be my video that I posted for the live, but I figured I would tone it down just a little bit. The Malibu Pop. With the organic fruit popsicle included. Madam Sparks is here. How are you, Madam Sparks? Did you spark that rock before you joined? It could have a claw machine with it. We have the open wide edition Malibu Blue with Fix-A-Dent and Polydent. Because not only do you have to secure them to your gums, you have to clean them before you do. I would like to point out that Malibu and Smash both laughed when I made jokes about Queenie's dentures. If they get offended about this, I don't think that would be fair. They also both laughed when I made fun of Dalton. So them being mad about being made fun of is a little bit weird. Hey, Madam Sparks, you still here? Madam Sparks, come on out. Here, Madam Sparks, come on. Say something. I got your favorite thing. There you are. See, see. She's Madam Sparks done went and talked when I got this up on the screen. So we have the least entertaining, malaboring, popsicle included, pick me sign in hand. This one is a popular pick. Okay, set it next to your bed on your nightstand and look at it, and you fall right asleep. And we have the I seen his biceps, Malibu blue, watching Pastor Petty on her phone. You can tell by the hearts in her eyes that she sees his biceps. It's okay to have a crush on somebody, and Pastor Petty's not a bad looking guy. It's just don't look at his character. Next, we have the co host, Malibu Blue, the cocky, untouchable woman just going at a fucking popsicle like it's the last one on earth. Like she's hoping she's hoping when she goes to that popsicle that Pastor Petty's watching her like she's watching him. I did not see Mikey and Petty's today. I got a text message saying that Pastor Petty said that Mikey, you don't have a woman, and Mikey said you don't have one either, and that's about all I needed to know about that. I feel like Mikey may have won that transaction with Pastor Petty based off of that alone. But again, their argument is my entertainment. I'll probably watch that shit later. It'll be somewhere. Next up, we have the Are You Watching Petty with the popsicle. It's not asking you yourself, are you watching? She is asking Petty if Petty is watching her eat the popsicle. Because that's really what that was for. I'm just assuming she's trying to work her way back into the congregation by saying, look at how I manhandle this popsicle. She heard about the mods. She wants to be one. And we have the open wide Malibu Blue without the fixing it and the polygrip. The fixing it was added by another individual, which is unnamed. It might be just another one of my personalities, probably. And let me tell you, adding the polydent and the fixing it to it was amazing. It made it so much better. This one right here, I've been using it as an emoji. So when someone's like, oh no, I just spit my drink out, I'll be like, oh no, and send this like with shock face. Yes, she really does have dentures. Well, on to the next segment. Searching the internet today, I found somebody on a dating site. And I had to screenshot it to share it with you guys. Fuck. Let me go fix it. Speaking of needing dentures, we have whenever it loads on my side over here. We have Pete. So Pete, I found you on a dating site. Yeah, Pete, this is Coach Crystal's affair. When Coach Crystal gets out of bed with her husband, she goes sees Pete. Um, Now, Pete, his age, midlife crisis, you don't really want to give it all away on the internet. Body type, goofy. I know TikTok doesn't like his face, but he is accurate. Most people lie in their dating site ads. When he put goofy on this, that's a goofy motherfucker for sure. Like, if you've seen him, like, he always wears a hat and a hoodie. Okay? So, about Pete. Hi, I'm Pete. Age, midlife crisis, body type, goofy. He is seeking a kind, cash-savvy legend who can spot potential in a man with 2 hoodies and a dream. He only needs a couple of bucks, give or take a couple of bucks, to bridge him to his next big opportunity, which may or may not be another couple of bucks. He brings impeccable dad jokes, one-pan cuisine, and breathtaking optimism about paying you back. Hey, Witchy, how are you? 2 hoodies and a dream. And he did lie and forget the 2 hats that he's got, because he always puts a hat on and puts a hoodie over it. And we have to talk about that, okay? Why? Why do you put a hat on and put a hoodie over it? Are you like trying to stop the wind from blowing it away? Because I'm confused. I have never looked at a person wearing a hat with a hoodie over it and said, that does not look like a douchebag. I've never said that. I've 100% of the time said, that looks like a douchebag. See, that's why I'm standing out in the fucking wind. In the lives most of the time, Pete doesn't come out in the wind. His hat might blow away because his hoodie might hold it in place, but with that much wind that be going on in my lives, ain't no way. The earth is pissed off about his hat and the hoodie, so it's trying to blow it away. But back to Madam Sparks, aka formerly known as Miss Unknown. You know she's watching this right now. Wherever she is, in Memphis or wherever, she is huddled in her bed, smoking her cigarette. She's 2 puffs away from the filter being gone, saying, "Fuck Florida, man. Let me pack my pipe." Yes, she's still here. Are you preparing for a live, Madam Sparks? I would like to point out that this is why people don't like me. I find humor in everything. When I say everything, even the stuff people make about me, I laugh at it. I think it's fucking great. I'm not trying to move her. That's her landlord's job. Rent's expensive. And she makes it. I'll give her that. But she also makes that crack money too. I will never let a crackhead out hustle me. So, Miss Unknown, Madam Sparks, you'll never out hustle me. There's more crack jokes than you have brain cells. Because every time you take another hit of crack, you'll lose a couple more brain cells. Yes, the new door. That would be something you call your landlord for. That is her landlord's job. I can't replace her door, I can only advise her on how to do it. You would put, you would like tell your landlord, hey, I need a new door. Maybe she doesn't, because maybe the response that she's going to get back is, are you going to pay your rent yet? You're late. Who knows? Tomorrow's live, or later tonight, might be a storyline of Madam Sparks contacting her landlord about her door. I feel like all of it. You mean you have more than a couple of crumbles? Now we have to pause, and we have to remember somebody. We're going to read the Psalm of the Sun. Because I make fun of everything else. Why not brain shunts? So if you have a brain shunt and you're easily offended by jokes about other brain shunts, the video that I posted about this is definitely not for you. It may be for you, because I like to invoke some feelings in people when they watch my content, whether it's negative or positive or comedy or whatever. So if you're going to get mad at it, it probably is for you, honestly. But don't worry, there's plenty of room to sit with Madam Sparks, because she'll yell almost coherently enough to let you know that she's defending you. Now, we're going to read this like Miss Unknown does. Okay? We're going to go through it pretty quick. Miss Unknown, Madam Sparks, would read this in this way. See, guys, fuck that person. You can't push me. You can't move me. Go to the next one. They say I can't read, but you see the ghost with the shot in his brain, and I can read totally. I'm not a crackhead. I'm Madam Sparks. See, I don't know why people say that I can't read, because look at it, it's up there on the screen. I can totally read. I know what I'm doing. I can read, everybody. And all the ghosts with the shunts in their brain, I know they're making fun of somebody. So if you're that person that they're making fun of that has the shunt in their brain, come on, send me a DM on Instagram and cash it. Bless my cash app. Because now that they exposed me from being Miss Unknown to Madam Sparks, I have to tell everybody that I can read. That's a TikTok brain. It's a brain connected to TikTok, everybody. That's what he's trying to tell everybody. Like, your brains are connected to TikTok, and he. Hold on, let me mirror it up. Hit this stem real quick. Instead of playing a clip for Miss Unknown's live, I just reenacted what Madam Sparks live actually was. Incoherent mess. And I did it in under 5 hours. And they might say, but Florida man, don't you make fun of deaf people? Yeah, they didn't hear that last part though. Aren't you making fun of illiterate people? Yeah, but they couldn't read what I had up on the screen anyways. Why are you making fun of Smashly? I'm not making fun of Smashly. Like, this is them joining the box with Malibu in a box. accurate. Forehead measurements match 100% and everything. So y'all can't even tell me that that is not Smashly. Measure her forehead, same size. She's even walking around with Malibu in a box. You cannot tell me anything different. So, I would love to hear the replies that I get, but I'm really just not interested in paying attention to them. If they're funny, though, definitely send them to me. Y'all know that even the people that like me, even my friends, they laugh at the jokes about me. And I laugh at the jokes about me with them. You ought to see the jokes that we make about me. It is some shit that y'all would never have the balls to green screen. One day we'll have a live that's all about me and the jokes that we have all made about me. Because I feel like I'm the perfect topic to joke about. But the being mean and angry and like aggressive and using your words, be like, fuck him, he ain't shit. That's not roasting me. That's just letting me know that I've offended you thoroughly and you can't do anything about it. And I'm just going to keep going because it's funny now. I would like to say that I heard something Queenie said about Holly Mae's police report and wanting to see it. I agree. I would like to see it. If you're going to hop up on this app and say your abuser was contacted and you stepped out of your job and you seen him and you hid and now you get escorted out of security every night and escorted out of work by security every night and your story changes, maybe you're lying. I'm not even going to say I believed her for a second because I didn't. But Madam Sparks does. That's because The Rock told her to. The grooves and wrinkles on Madam Sparks' face are supposed to be on her brain. She has smoked it smooth. Transfer them from the brain to the face. They could go live tomorrow and say, I'm addict shaming. I'll respond with, I am an addict shaming you. They could go live tomorrow and they could say, Florida man's a piece of shit. He says I smoke crack. I'll say, yes, Miss Unknown. I did say that. And I meant it. If someone could please clip this next part to Queenie. I take great issue with one aspect of this. And one aspect of one thing that she did. And it's, even though I agree about Holly Mae's police report, you know that you mentioned it, and now Holly Mae's going to fucking cry all the time about it loudly. She's going to do that self-righteous wail that's like, but me. What about me? What about stuff that didn't happen to me? Cash at me, everybody. Because I said it happened to me. And they want to prove me wrong. And I can't prove myself right because I know I lied. That's what we're going to have to hear from Holly Mae. And it's all Queenie's fault for mentioning it. It's amazing how the slightest mention of something that Holly Mae has lied about, she cries. She gets in a box. She's like, I want to throw hands. Ma'am, stop. You need to throw hands with the person that gave you that Rugrats tattoo. The fact you didn't tells me you can't throw hands. There are pictures that Holly Mae has put out there publicly of her at the beach standing in the water. If you line them up with news articles for those days, you'll see reports of rising sea levels. Please, Holly Mae, don't make the sea levels rise anymore. We all need a bath every now and then. And I know the ocean looks like a comfortable place. It's the most comfortable body of water you can fit in. But please tell the news that the rise in the sea level isn't permanent. It's not a glacier melting. Holly Mae is just taking a bath in the ocean. She comes out saltier than ever. This is Miss Unknown. She has been doxxed. Her real name, first name is Madam, last name is Sparks. She is originally from Roswell. Her home, Area 51. It makes sense, doesn't it? They didn't hide her away because, they wanted to keep her from the world. They hid her away because they didn't want her to find crack. And their worst assumption came true. She broke out of Area 51 and found crack. And now she's running amok on TikTok, lying like a motherfucker everywhere she goes. Feral, like a trash panda, huh? Which brings me to feral trash panda, actually. What got into you? Good job. You be talking shit. Keep it up. I like it. It's about time. Because you were always, quiet. And, you would DM me and shit. And be like, give some opinions and all that. And that's great. You apologize when you were wrong a few times. That's also a good sign of somebody who would talk shit. Keep it up. You're doing good. But, lower the caps lock, though. In the petty Patreon chat, caps lock does not mean you, stand out anymore. Just, normal lowercase letters. Speak it with confidence, not caps. Miss Unknown would be here today, or Madam Sparks would be here today. She was in the comments. I'm betting she took a smoke break. If you hear the hit of the pipe, the hiss that it makes when you're inhaling, that's not a crack pipe, everybody. That's her asthma machine going off. I can tell you who doesn't smoke crack. But then I would be lying because I don't know how many of them do and how many of them don't. Some of them hide it really well. People. Okay. I'll bite. What is accountability to you? Do you mind clarifying that? Because I don't want what accountability actually is out of people. I don't demand that out of people. Because, well, I sounded like a dickhead saying it. Because I heard other people say it and it sounded good. Well, you're going to be accountable. Okay. Well, looking back on that, I looked like everybody else does. Accountability is the road forward that you take for yourself. It takes years for the rest of your life. You're being accountable to yourself, which in turns means you're being considerate to other people by not running around like a wily crackhead all day. Madam Sparks. If people fuck up, people fuck up. I don't demand accountability. If you make a mistake and I like you, yeah, of course, I'm gonna probably forgive you. If you make a mistake and I don't like you, Yeah, of course, I'm probably going to highlight that little detail and be like, haha, fuck you, in a mean way. So yeah, it just depends on who, how your mistake hits who, you know. She, you know what? She sounds like a Harry Potter character, Madam Sparks. But the irony is that she could not read a page of a Harry Potter book. She's probably not able to stay still and watch the Harry Potter movie either. So, chaotic. I will give you an example that got me in the mindset that I'm in. I've said some fuck shit, for sure. I've said some awful shit. I went around this app for a year and a half, and every time I would get into any kind of small disagreement with somebody, they would try to turn the crowd against me by playing what I said, even though no details behind it were given. You know, the apology, all that happened, and staying in contact and not saying that shit to other people definitely happened. But people still used it, which told me they didn't care. Because every time someone replayed that audio of what I said, they wasn't being like, oh, we disagree with you so much. Here you go. They were saying, hey, everybody, hate him. That's exactly what they were saying. But every time they played it, what about the person that it was said to? That the apology was already there for? You don't think it was hurting them? Didn't take that into consideration, did you? Smashly said, here's the proper way to associate, to bring something like that up. Smashly said, all 34 people here are pathetic, and that's why I dropped you all. Do you think I'm ever going to replay that audio? Absolutely not. It's different coming out of my mouth because people, I'm not Smashly, I didn't say it, but I can say this is why I don't respect her. Now, if I played it from her mouth and everybody that, you know, she, quote, dropped, but really they moved away from her, heard that shit, it would have invoked a different feeling of like, fucked up, sadness, whatever. Then they would want to go attack her. I don't want nobody to go attack her. And that shows because the ghost got exercised without being able to talk all that shit. So what is accountability? Is it chaining people down to their moments that they feel like they were better than them? Using things against them? No. Accountability is calling Miss Unknown a crackhead. Because that's what makes me feel like I'm going to go places in life. Will me and Miss Unknown ever be good? Yeah, probably. But that I'm going to call her a crackhead even when we're good. Because why not? Will me and Smashly ever be good again? What are the odds? This is our third time beefing with each other. We've been good 3 other times. Like, shit goes up and down. Wait till her viewership drops and she needs a little help defending herself. She'll be sorry, guys. But then just wait till her viewership goes back up. She ain't gonna need none of you pathetic people no more. We know this. That we know the people that we associate with. It is what it is. And accountability also isn't something this app needs. You, as an individual, do not need to take accountability. If you said something and you meant it, oh, fuck the people who don't like it. If you said something and you didn't mean it or didn't know the scope of your attack, well, that's when you take a look at yourself. And then try to reel it in, try to narrow it down. Because when I say Madam Sparks smokes crack, I mean specifically Madam Sparks smokes crack, not the whole everybody that sits with her smokes crack with her. Just her. Because we can see it by behavior. And the fact that I went live and I told everybody I was going to explain Miss Unknown, and all I was doing was reading off the side effects of smoking crack, and everybody was like, "Yeah, that really is just like her." And then at the end, I'm like, "Yeah, it was the side effects for smoking crack. That's what everybody agreed that Miss Unknown acts like." So there we go. There's easy ways to paint a picture. Does she really smoke crack? Yeah, I believe so. But can I confirm it? Yeah, I confirm it too. Am I going to? Probably not. Because the crack lighter that's on her bed, the ashes that are all over her blanket, the trash that's all over her floor, the half smoking cigarette filters that are in her ashtray, and the crack stem that was behind the ashtray tells the whole story. Camera slips work against people who are truly trying to hide what they're doing. And Miss Unknown has an awful lot of camera slips. I keep calling her Miss Unknown. It's Madam Sparks. Sorry. And like Holly Mae says, me, what about me? You guys aren't paying attention to me. Why me? Poor me, pity me, victim me. Everything bad happens to me. You guys cash at me. Whatever that was isn't right. Because that's all I hear when I hear her talk. And you see Regina sitting there like a very large, broad attack dog on a bus seat in her front seat of her car with a small head and no ability to drive. 20 DUIs in, and Regina's still on TikTok saying, "But I can expose stuff." Yeah, I agree. Let her. She doesn't do bad at it. She just does bad things to get to where people quit. Maybe we could leave the abusers out of the situation and stop giving Holly Mae like ideas of being like, they contacted my abuser. Nobody did that. He showed up to my work and I seen him in the lobby and I hid. Stop hanging around Miss Unknown, Holly Mae. Just because a crackhead believes you doesn't mean they really believe you. It just means they agree with you until they don't like you. And it'll be just like Queen E, where she believed you to your face, but the DMs say another thing, and then the real actions when you're not good say another thing. Every single person who, quote, turns on Holly Mae is going to say the same thing. Where's that police report? Because if Queenie is going to sit with Holly Mae and be like, yeah, you're good about that police report, and then turn around and then not be good with them, and then turn around and say, well, now I'm curious, I want to see the police report. What do you think the rest of your friends say, Holly Mae? That you're just useful to them for now. And that's it. They think you're useful to them. There's only one person over there that I have faith in. Can anybody guess who that is? Sorry, I had to murder up. I wasn't hitting the pipe or nothing. I'm not mocking Miss Unknown like that. But there's only one person that sits over there that I have any faith at all in. And surprisingly, it is Bree. because I called her Pastor Petty's potbelly picnic. And she didn't go insane and cry all over the app. She just said, fuck him. I did try to have a conversation. She blocked me. Here's what it is. I did do that. But I don't watch her either. But I feel like she does a better job of being Pastor Petty than Pastor Petty does at being Pastor Petty. So maybe she's not Pastor Petty's potbelly pick-me. Maybe she's Pastor Petty's potbelly replacement. But I wasn't even planning on going live tonight. I just got an idea to, I didn't really have a topic. I'll have one later on, though. But it's okay to not go live every day, like some people. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to, not feel the urge to go live and just have no content. Yes, Smashley, I'm talking about you in Malibu. Taking a day off can be great. Taking a night off can be great. You don't need to constantly maintain what you tell other people is not an echo chamber. It is. Echo chamber requires constant maintenance because if you're not there to guide them, they could possibly educate themselves. Right, Witchy? I don't have a schedule. I post the time that I'm live and hope to get somewhere around there within an hour. But we know it ain't going to be before. It might be one day. I think the earliest I've been is like 5 minutes early. Other than that, it's 30, 45 minutes late. It is what it is. It's not super important. It's entertaining. If I feel like I'm not going to be as entertaining as I was going to be, sometimes I spend a little extra time making content, thinking about stuff, and being like, okay, what can I say? Instead of going live, being like, hey guys, live from the shed every night. Let's watch this person. Let's watch this person's live stream on repeat. I didn't watch it at all beforehand to quality control it to make sure that like we're not going to go through any boring parts or anything like that. I just was lazy, fucked around all day, knowing that I got to go live at whatever time, and I'll wing it from there. That's no way to go live. That's no way to maintain your micro celebrity status. Take a break. Take a couple days off. Do it randomly. Don't tell people. Just don't go live one night. You'll live. So will everybody else. Your echo chamber will kind of survive. You might lose a couple people to actual information. We're hanging out with Smashley in Malibu today. Smashley brought Malibu in her own box with her because it's her comfort blanket style person. Notice the nails. Smashley's better than you. She got her nails done today. The bib on this character does not translate well. She must have the special edition I'm better than you version with a special edition bib. The original bib says popsicle life. Why everybody's getting a Funko Pop? I don't know. I think it's funny. Will I get a cease and desist from the company? It's possible. If I were them, I would. I'm kind of doing that viral advertising for them. Now you'll go to the store, see a Funko Pop, and remember the Crybaby Malibu Boohoo, and be like, "Damn, I'm disappointed that was not actually available." But let me buy this one because it looks alright too. I want everybody to remember who laughed at jokes about other people. Who laughed at the denture jokes that I made about Queenie, Smashley, Malibu? Who's going to cry about the open wide Malibu blue with Fixident and Polydent accessories? Smashley and Malibu. Who laughed at all the jokes about Dalton having Marfan syndrome, basing that off of how he could stand up and touch his knees when he's standing up straight? Well, that would be Smashley. Who's going to be a little annoyed that I verified who she was by measuring her forehead and verifying that this is in fact Smashley? Smashley, probably. They get so serious with it. They're like, look at what a bad person he is or could be. It doesn't matter. We don't care. Look at it. Look at the AI picture. He has too much chest hair. Smashley, are you trying to get a picture of my chest to like compare hair? You know I don't do stuff like that. So I understand why you want to DM me for it. But whatever. She did make me self-conscious though, because like she's like, he's bald on his arm right there, underneath it. And I look at my arm and I'm bald on it. And I'm like, am I seeing an AI? Because I'm bald there too with my own eyes. So maybe I see things in AI. I don't know. Because I don't have hair there when I look at it. It's kind of wild. Maybe a picture translates what people are. And maybe this one translates exactly what Smashley looks like live every night in the shed. But don't worry, I'll be back later on tonight with this picture and a shed with a bunch of DeWalt tools behind it. And we're gonna do a Smashley style live tonight where we're streaming people. And we're gonna get offended occasionally through it and let it derail the whole live. We're gonna get the angry people in here. I'm gonna let them gaslight me into talking and doing and be like, oh yeah, those terrible people. But the one thing I won't mimic is I won't stream somebody who's asking for money. I don't like to spit down at people like Smashley does. I prefer to try to lift people up or bring them back to reality through jokes, memes, comedy, humor, whatever you want to call it. Being a dick can definitely be accurately descriptive of it. Yeah. It's not much more than that. But we will have some topics for later on tonight. I just haven't made any notes because you're not absorbing information if you're constantly taking it in. You might forget some stuff. So that's why we're taking a break from a little bit of the topics that we were doing. We'll start that again tonight. Micro celebrity status will be one of them. How it can affect somebody, how it can make them think, how it can change their behavior, their mood, their ideology, what they think about themselves versus other people. How it can make somebody put somebody on a pedestal and not care about anybody else. Reasons why people put people up on a pedestal and make them not care about everybody else. Why they fiercely defend them. Because maybe this side of TikTok is full of people who fall out, tell secrets. Hey, people of garbage, how are you? We're going to talk about attitude and identity. perceived identity on the internet and perceived identity to yourself in your life. We'll talk about some manipulation tactics that people use to make them do what they want. Go into detail about why people will post cash apps, get in car accidents, get arrested for driving without a license, and post themselves in the hospital right after posting a cash app. That's called being an opportunist. Rutina didn't plan the car accident, nor did she plan her 20th driving without a license / DUI. But what she did do is she thought in the moment, I'm in the hospital. I just posted my cash app. I bet you some people will send me some money if I post a video out of the hospital. That's what we call opportunity and really taking advantage of it. I don't know why anybody would get hate for talking to me, but that's weird. If you hate somebody so much that you go after everybody they sit with and hate on everybody that they talk to, you might want to do some self-reflection and be a little more self-aware about your behavior. Just because I was right about you doesn't mean you have to hate me for it. But I know you don't hate me. You just hate the fact that I said it out loud and told on you. Which can swing into another topic. Why the group bullying of people isn't right when you stream them. There's many out there who stream, and there's some out there who, rightfully so, get mad. But there's some of them out there that don't get mad. They see opportunity, and they seize that opportunity. Now, I know I just complimented Rutina on seizing that opportunity for pity, but she posted herself. She seized that opportunity with herself. She chose that this is a good move for me. She put her face, her identity out there for pity to get money to send her cash app from the hospital. Good for you. That's the right way to do it. But when you're streaming somebody and you're having people go trigger them with awful things to get gifts, that's where it's wrong. Seize the opportunity with yourself. Be Miss Unknown, Madam Sparks. Go live and make a fool of yourself just to get a couple bucks in the cash app. Respectable approach, Madam Sparks. Even though you talk shit about other people and you make yourself look like a fool, it's your own image that you're tarnishing to get that money in the cash app. And nobody can fault you for that. Because what you say about other people surely doesn't matter. You stream people and you're like, fuck these people, and go on an hour and a half rant in between 5-second plays of the clips because something caught your attention and you're like, maybe if I'm self-righteous enough, I can get a couple bucks off of it. Take what you make in Cash App per live and then look at your hourly rate that you get paid, Miss Unknown, and notice that $3 an hour is actually pretty good. I applaud you for that. Because I'll be damned if I would ever go to a fucking Wendy's or a fucking Rally's or a fucking Whataburger and fucking have you at the cash register. I would get one fucking sandwich and you'd be fucking going into detail on why I'm a piece of shit. I don't want tomatoes on it. So $3 an hour is pretty good. Also, contact your landlord about that door. That door is a little fucked up, a little dirty, a little looking pried open. So if you have a landlord and you didn't pry that door open to squat, I would contact the landlord to replace it. But we do have to look at the idea that maybe the door is fucked up and not replaced because she did pry that door open and she's squatting. Is Madam Sparks a squatter? that's something that we're going to cover later too. Signs that people are squatting. Because anybody who has a landlord and is on good terms with their landlord might be like, hey, my door is a little kicked in. Would you replace it? One of the reasons she could have not contacted her landlord, she might not have a landlord. She might have just did that damage herself, sat and smoke in that bed. She did tell me before, though, that she has intermittent Wi-Fi because she steals her neighbor downstairs Wi-Fi, and I'll never forget it because she was so serious when she said it. She cut out and she's like, "Yeah, I had to fucking move because I got to steal my neighbor's downstairs Wi-Fi." I get it. I have to steal McDonald's Wi-Fi. Being honest about it is wonderful. That way, people can tell you to take 2 steps closer to McDonald's. And people will tell you, get down on the floor. Not like the time you were rated for having crack, but just to get better Wi-Fi service from your downstairs neighbor. But I am going to get off here. I'm probably not going to work on anything for tonight except for just notes and neat stuff to talk about. And it'll be more educational tonight, less of Madam Sparks and Malibu Blue Who, or however the fuck, I just fucked that all up. Hopefully, I've caused enough controversy and offended people thoroughly enough that they will say plenty of things about me, and I will get clips of them because I'll be damned if I watch them, that I can make into jokes and respond to. So, if you're out there and you're listening, Miss Unknown, I know you're huddled up right now under your bed, under the blankets on your bed, smoking, watching this, being like, fuck that motherfucker. Pack your pipe. Take your hit. Go live. Say anything you want. You do anyways. I'll make sure to point out the fact that the bits and pieces of the behavior that show that you do smoke crack. Like when you mute and you come back. Or how you get so distracted, paranoid. But I still agree with what I said. At least I wasn't full of shit about the audio saying credit card. Not like Holly Mae, though, who I have audio of her saying that bitch smokes crack, that audio said crack pipe. But have a good night. Choking on the cigarette, not the crack pipe, everybody. Have a good night. Send me clips of the funny things that Miss Unknown says about anybody, really. Send me clips of the funny shit that Holly Mae whines about, like her wailing, "Oh my God, everybody's after me. Please cash out me money." She doesn't say it, but she means it. We can go over the various things that people say and what they could mean when they say it, based off of their actions and their behavior. But don't smoke too much crack, Madam Sparks. Get some rest. You know, I know you go to bed at 9 a.m. and then you wake up at 11 a.m. and you hit that rock and you're good to go for another 84 to 96 hours. It's an unhealthy sleep pattern, and it shows. But I'm getting off here. I'll be live like 9 p.m., maybe 7 p.m. I might say 7 p.m. That way I get there by 9. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.